See Family Records. Learn to find your family in the 1920 census. What can be found? Homes, names, relationships, gender, race, age, marriage, immigration, education, birthplace, language, and employment. This 1920 page is from Goshen Village, Goshen Township, Orange, New York, sheet 5A. It was taken January 7, 1920. The census was taken by Raymond J. Bemrose. This copy was found on Ancestry.com. We will study Lydia Thompson and others from this page. Name. We find Lydia Thompson on line 11. Just below her is Sarah J. Cassidy. Lydia is living on West Main Street. She is in house number 29. This is the 83rd dwelling and 97th family the census taker has visited. The census page before gives the name of Greenwich Avenue. Looking on Google Maps, we find West Main Street and Greenwich Avenue in Goshen, Orange, New York. This is the area the family lived in. Lydia is listed as head of household, but she is listed as second head. Both heads of household are renting. Likely this is a duplex. In the 1920 census, we do not learn the value of a home, but we learn if the person owned the home. If they did own the home, it asks if the home was mortgaged or actually owned. From line 37, we see that Joseph owned his home and he did not have a mortgage on it. From line 50, we see that Thomas owned his home and it was mortgaged. Relationship. Lydia A. Thompson is listed as head, and Sarah J. Cassidy is listed as her niece. From this image, we can see wife, son, and boarder. Others on the page are listed as daughter, grandson, and sister. Other relationships might be mother, father, aunt, uncle, cousin, etc. Gender. We see that Lydia and Sarah are females. Race. Lydia Thompson and everyone else on this page is listed as white. We see that Lydia Thompson is 75 years old and Sarah is 51 years old. Marriage. A person's marriage status is given. Lydia is listed as a widow. Sarah is listed as single. Others on the page are listed as M for married. Some people might be listed with a D for divorced. Immigration. In this section of the page, one learns about citizenship. NA, naturalized. All paperwork for citizenship was complete. PA, papers. Papers for citizenship has been started. AL, alien. No paperwork for citizenship had been started. Immigration. In the first column, we learn the year that the person immigrated to the United States. On this image, we learn that they immigrated in 1906, 1911, 1893, and 1899. In the third column, we learn that the first person became a citizen in 1915. The fourth person filed for citizenship in 1917 and is still waiting to become a citizen. The last two people on the list have not tried to become citizens. This gives us clues to look for immigration and naturalization papers. Education. There are 3 questions asked about education. Did they attend school? Can the person read? Can the person write? Above we see that Lydia and Sarah could both read and write. Below we see that Helen was attending school and she could read and write. Birthplace. In this column, we learn about the person's place of birth as well as their father and mother's place of birth. We see that Lydia Thompson and Sarah Cassidy had their parents were born in New Jersey. Birthplace. These are snippets of others on the page. We see they came from Russia and spoke Polish, Ireland and spoke English, Italy, Italian, Syria, Arabic, Berlin, German, Holland, Dutch. Language. These columns ask if they could speak English, if they were American-born or born in an English-speaking country. Then the line space was left empty. It is interesting that so many on this page were from other countries, yet they all spoke English. Employment. This slide and the next two slides show some of the jobs listed on the page. Proprietor, fruit store. Weaver, knitting mill. Baker, bakery. Clerk, hotel. Veterinarian, general practice. Schoolteacher, public schools. Dressmaker, at home. Coremaker, iron foundry. Trained nurse, private cases. Shoemaker, shoe store. Proprietor, restaurant. Telegraph operator, railroad. Waitress, hotel. Tailor, clothing store. Farm. The question was asked if a family lived on a farm. Only one person on this page lived on a farm. He was the veterinarian. He was the 962nd farm this census taker had recorded. 1920 Census Challenge. See if you can find the following. A relative in the 1920 census. The street your relative lived on. The type of work your relative did. A person who had started the process to become a citizen but was not yet naturalized. They would have PA written in this column. The end.